So before I stole this dog from this crackhead, I had a life where I could just go to the gym after work, you know, because I'm a cat person, so you can kind of just come and go as you want. They don't really keep track of you. And when I first seen this, come here. Hey, excuse me. I know you want to run around. We're not running in the dark, okay? This isn't a Bruce Springsteen video. And the grass is wet, and I don't want y'all shitty in the morning, okay? I remember seeing this dog and telling the guy that owned it, I gave him a leash for him and a collar so he could walk him, and the guy just looked at me like I was high. He's like, oh no man, he ain't that kind of dog. He's gonna be a guard dog. He's gonna sit in the backyard and he ain't gonna like people. And I go, whoa. Yeah, I don't, yeah, the landlord is not gonna let you have a fucking mean, fucking big ass pit bull like this sitting in the backyard like some fucking junkyard dog, eating dust and bugs and shit all day long in the Florida sun. So as time developed, I just kind of seen he had this guy with a fucking orange extension cord bolted to a fucking tree, and the dog would pop his big goofy head over the fence and look at me, and it would just fucking fuck me up inside. And the person I was dating at the time, I kept going, man, I just feel like I feel like such a fucking pussy. I gotta take this guy's dog, you know? Like I can't watch this shit 5 feet from my house. So I started telling the dude, you know, and I'm the type of person, I don't say shit. When I say shit to people, I tell people, I'm not saying this. My mom used to say this. I'm not saying this because I like to hear the sound of my own voice. If I say something, it's done. You don't even have to. If I tell you I'm going to help you moving, you don't have to fucking remind me. You don't have to just tell me when. It's done. So I kept telling the dude and telling him, and I kept waiting for the perfect opportunity. I kept praying about it. The dog would hop the fence and come with me and go feed the cats. We would run around the neighborhood together, and then I would take him back, and I would latch him again to that fucking cord, and I would go to work. And I just said, the day came, it's been probably like 4 months now, and I was just over it. And I ended up moving right behind him, okay? Literally, the next house right behind him, or trailer, or whatever the fuck. And that day, I had just finished moving. I remember telling the girl that I was with, we put everything in the house. I literally just put the couch cover over the couch, filled up the ice cube trays. We made one final sweep of the old house, which we just walked to. It was probably 100 feet away. And I said, go get me the bolt cutters out of the shed, please. And she said, why? What are you going to do? I said, I'm grabbing the dog. And she just said, okay. She's like, now? And I said, yeah, God's telling me now is the time. He told me specifically, he said, nothing's going to happen to you. Just get the dog and trust me. And I was like, all right, here we go. Because I knew the guy was going to try. He was a fucking crack dealer, fentanyl dealer, drug addict, fucking lowlife, who had felony charges for all kinds of shit. He shouldn't even have been living there. But prior to that, the landlord, I told them, I said, man, you got to do something about this guy's dog. I go, you got to call it. The one pussy landlord that I was talking about, Gary Hills, whatever the fuck his name is, fucking little pussy-ass motherfucker that he is. He's like, I don't want to get involved. I go, bitch, you are involved. You own the property. You know what I mean? I said, I'm tired of looking at this shit, okay? You're putting me in a fucking awkward position. Okay, and I'm going to have to do something, and I don't want a motherfucking dog, okay? I don't want a dog. Obviously, 3 years later. Do you want a dog? Huh? You're such a goof. I love you, you little fucking nerd. I don't want a dog. So I took the dog The guy didn't notice the dog was missing for 4 days. Now, I'm 5'11", 245 pounds. This guy's like 5'3" with shoes on. He sees me, right, walking the dog, and he gets off his little shitty bike, and he goes, "Hey man, you need to give me that fucking dog back, blah, 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 blah." And I go, "All right, here. You call him, and if he comes to you, he's yours, and I'll never say another thing about it." I let him off the leash. The dog went and sat down right next to me and just looked at him. And he was like, "Come on, King." I said, "His name ain't King. His name's Hercules." He's like, "King, come on, let's go, brother." And the dog just looked at him. I said, "Yeah, he don't want to go with you. So there you go, brother. Have a nice day." So then the dude calls the police, says I stole his dog, which I did. Rehomed him, whatever. The cops come to my house 2 o'clock in the morning. The dude was so high on drugs. He calls the fucking police. They come to my door. They're like, "Is that guy's dog that lives behind you?" I go, "It was his dog." They go, "Well, he's not allowed to legally own an animal. So don't ever give the..." I said, "Trust me, I was never giving the dog back to him, no matter what." And he said, "All right, cool." So then the landlord was trying to give me shit, the female landlord. "What are you doing with that dog? I don't want that dog in that house." And I'm like, "Oh, it's okay, though. He sits in the fucking yard all day. I told you I was taking him." You know what I mean? It's all right, all the trash, all the white trash and scumbags and crackheads and tweakers your daughter brings in the house. This dog's cleaner than all of them combined. You know what I mean? So that's how I ended up with the dog. Then the landlord's gay son, who finds me attractive and is just fucking insecure as fuck, who's just a fucking complete piece of shit of a human being too. One day I'm walking the dog, and, I tried to be cool with the dude, you know what I mean? I really don't fucking like him, but whatever, I'm not going to be mean to him. He says to me, he gets drunk all the time and, walks around the property and says stupid shit to people. He goes, "Yeah, man, I should have took that fucking dog. I don't like seeing that dog with you." And I go, "Well, bro, you had every opportunity to take the fucking dog. You got more money than I do. I'm making fucking $14 an hour, and I have this fucking dog. You got a fenced-in yard and everything, and your parents pay all your bills, so it ain't like you got anything to worry about." And that just shut him up. But God just told me to do it and don't worry about it. And it's the same thing with feeding them cats. The people have a fucking problem with me. It ain't the fucking cats. Because these guys, Gary, Troy, the little fucking child pornographer that he is, dude looks like a fucking, most people that look like pedophiles are. And the fucking dork Noah, who looks like a gay version of Conor McGregor. All three of them combined, if all three of them jump me, I'm not even saying this to be condescending or whatever, I would beat all of them up in less than 2 minutes. You know what I mean? So they obviously have some deep-rooted insecurities and are threatened by me, even though I'm a big fucking teddy bear and I walk around. I don't do anything. I don't fucking drink. I don't do drugs. I go feed the fucking cats in the morning. I go to work. I go to jail. Look at him. He's looking at this fucking... I'm thinking we're going to go to jail because he's going to fucking chase this rabbit that's over there. I go to jail, which I probably will be. And then, I don't do anything. You know what I mean? I'm not fucking out there in the streets like all these other people are. And when I was 300 pounds, before I got fucking, before I rededicated my life to Christ and I got off all the drugs, and then I detoxed off them in jail, and I detoxed off of Suboxone down here in 2017. People didn't like me when I was 300 pounds and on drugs. People didn't like me when I started losing weight and getting into shape. The problem is people, you know what I mean? And the fact that all these people drive by these animals all the time in my neighborhood who have way more money than I do and way more fucking time have never thought to stop and just feed them and give them water with how hot it gets down here. You know what I mean? And I'm not even a fucking good person, I'm not. It's just the right thing to do. Doing the right thing don't make you a fucking good person. It makes you a fucking a responsible, like, you know, just that's like the bare minimum, doing the right thing. Taking this dog doesn't make me a fucking great person. It's the fucking right thing to do. It doesn't mean make you a hero or anything like that. You know, it's what men and women are supposed to do if they're fucking not retarded.